Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. Today on the program, police officials now investigating an alleged abduction in Makati City.
Dinudukot po yung babae ng dalawang lalaki. Kung nanlalaban po yung babae, kaso lang malalakas po yung lalaki kaya talaga napasok po siya sa van.
Malacanang says the case is isolated.
I have not heard of any kidnapping cases reported, whether by the media or by word of mouth, except for that video that went viral.
Amid concerns on safety in Metro Manila streets, Makati Police Chief Investigator Major Gideon Ines joins us live. And later, the President orders the end of martial law in Mindanao.
The people of Mindanao rest assured that any incipient major threat in Mindanao will be nipped in the bud, even without martial law.
And a looming resumption of the peace talks. Armed Forces of the Philippines Spokesperson Brigadier General Edgard Arevalo tells us more live. Thank you for joining us. I'm Pinky Webb. President Rodrigo Duterte will not extend martial law in Mindanao. This means that martial rule in the region will end on December 31st. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo said that military officials unanimously recommended the lifting of martial law in the entire Mindanao. Security officials are confident that they can sustain their gains in fighting terrorism, and extremist groups in the region have already weakened after intensified military operations. Let's go straight to the source of the story. We have Armed Forces spokesperson Brigadier General Edgard Arevalo. General, good to see you again. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Pinky. Good morning to our televiewers.
Good morning, sir. What is the primary reason why the Armed Forces said it's time to end martial law in Mindanao?
Well, primarily, it is the improvement in the security climate in the area brought to the fore because of the declaration of martial law in Mindanao. Second, we also say that there's a decline in the local terrorist group, particularly the communist terrorist group and the terrorist Abu Sayyaf group and the Daesh-inspired group by the Maute brothers. And then this would also hopeful that with the lifting or the non-extension of martial law will bring a climate more conducive to economic activity.
So that is the situation of the local terror groups there now. Would you say that they have significantly weakened, sir?
Yes, it has significantly weakened because first thing first, the Daula Islamia inspired group by the Maute brothers, as you know, have been defeated in Marawi. And after which, all their activities now that we have monitored so far are their attempts to recruit, to resurge, and to recruit, which we are able to control. Secondly, with regard to the other Daesh-inspired groups like the Abu Turaifo group of the splinter group of the BIFF, they are also in check, and we're making sure that we are able to confine their movements in central Mindanao. And of course, the local terrorist groups in Sulu, we already have controlled them in the sense that we have neutralized their key leaders. And so far, they have, during the last quarter, they were not able to pull out any reports or attempts to kidnap. And of course, we have rescued the British couple, Hyron.
Yeah. Who remains to be the biggest threat, sir?
They continue to remain a threat, no? But we're saying that we're able to contain them, we're able to monitor their movements. As have been reported in the news, there have been incidents of suicide bombing, and one of them, unfortunately, was a Filipino, something that we have not witnessed in the past. But we say that we were able to contain this. As a matter of fact, just very recently, in November 5, there were two more foreign terrorist fighters and a Filipino who were neutralized in Sulu. Congratulations to our operating units there. But this group was able to, we're bringing with them a vest with explosives, and they're carrying pipe bombs with them. So all this together with the active participation of the local citizens, which we are very much thankful for, we were able to go this far in terms of controlling and ensuring the further decline of this local
Who were
terrorist group.
still, General, the key leaders that you were after?
Well, still Hadjan Sawadjaan of Sulu. Right now, their efforts are towards, we say that their efforts now is towards being recognized by the ISIS group. The way the Daesh-inspired Maute brothers did, and Isnilon Hapilon, they did all these atrocities in order for them to be recognized. And once recognized, they are somehow assured of a flow of funds and support from the foreign terrorist fighters.
Could you tell us, sir, how many local and foreign terrorists are you still monitoring, and trying to defeat, sir?
Foreign terrorist fighters, we have about 8. We are monitoring 8 foreign terrorist fighters. They have been reported in the past, and there are about 60 that we are doing the so-called monitoring of their movements or validation. But so far, what we have in our list are about 8 foreign terrorist fighters. And with regard to...
You mean 8 individuals, sir?
8 individuals. And there were, in terms of kidnapped victims that they still have, reportedly with them are 3 Indonesians and a Filipino national.
I see. With martial law being lifted at the end of the year, sir, what's it going to look like? What's Mindanao going to look like, especially those areas where there's very tight security? Are checkpoints still going to be there, or are they going to be lessened or reduced?
Well, definitely checkpoints are going to continue. After all, even without the martial law, checkpoints are there. But of course, with the martial law in effect, there are more stringent measures that we can do. However, since the situation has already improved in Mindanao, as we have said earlier, while the checkpoints will still be there, it will be expected that there will be lesser, for example, moves from these terrorists. But we are not putting our guards down.
Okay. There is, of course, still a push, sir, very important, especially for the military, some amendments to the Human Security Act, sir.
That's right.
Yeah. How's that coming along?
Well, we're happy in the sense that Congress is receptive with regard to this request from the Defense Department to amend the Human Security Act. Because at present, the law is more restrictive on security forces, like you cannot detain someone for more than 3 days, and among others, you have to pay 500,000 pesos per day of incarceration or withholding of a person if he happens to be acquitted or exonerated for the charges of terrorism. And all these things had to be changed because we need an anti-terrorist law that has more teeth, that will be able to be responsive to the demands of the time.
Okay, we'll be talking about the resumption of peace talks with the new People's Army right after the break. We'll be right back. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. Our guest today, AFP spokesperson Edgard Arevalo. General, peace talks with the communist rebel Secretary Bello already in the Netherlands, and he's there to talk. Once again, reopen peace talks with the NDF, the CPP, NPA, NDF. How does the Army feel how does the Armed Forces of the Philippines feel about this?
Well, basically, talks pa naman ito. Exploratory talks pa siya, so wala pa naman talagang peace talks or wala pa namang peace negotiations to begin with. And second, we say that we fully trust and support the wisdom of the President for this move. And so far, we're saying that we are successful in our fight against communist terrorist groups, in our bid, the order of the President himself, to be able to get rid of the New People's Army, the communist terrorist groups, before the end of his term on June 2022. So we're saying that we're very successful together with the National Task Force on Ending Local Communist Armed Conflict, which spearheads our drive. The military is in the support role because we have been saying all along that the AFP is not going to be able to address the so-called drivers of insurgency like poverty, lack of opportunity, lack of delivery of basic services of government. But together with the AFP are the local government units already. That's why it's a national task force, and the President himself is the chairperson. So we are succeeding, and so far the local government officials are with us in this fight. And what is more important is that even the Filipino people have already manifested their disgrace and their dislike to this.
What is the
local
sentiment on the ground? What is the sentiment of the soldiers? Do they really want to talk peace with the NPA, sir?
Well, to be honest with you, it has always been the soldiers' sentiment to have a lasting peace. If there's anyone in this country who wants peace, it should be your soldiers because they are ones facing the perils and the danger of everyday life fighting these communist terrorist groups. And if we are winning at this stage, we feel that we should continue. As a matter of fact, the President has not said that we are supposed to stop with our conduct of
Offensives?
of
Any
the offensive.
offensives?
So
Yeah.
we will continue as we are continuing.
So what about a Christmas truce? Is that in the offing, sir? Something you would recommend?
That is something that the Armed Forces of the Philippines is not going to recommend because in the past, we are talking about historical records. Every time that ceasefire is being declared, they take advantage of this to do the 4 Rs. They start to recruit, refurbish, regroup, and research. No? So we do not want them to be able to do that and take advantage of the season. While we are for peace, we are for a long-lasting and inclusive peace, not just a short period of time wherein they'll be able to, again, do the 4 Rs I was telling you
Is
about.
now the best time to really end or begin again the peace talks and finally have lasting peace with them? Is it time?
Well, we're continuing with our operations, and we said we are successful. But if it's the President's desire to move along this way, once again, we always are going to support, and we are supportive of the President.
And it is the 84th anniversary, sir?
It is
of the Armed
the 84th
Forces of the
anniversary of the
Philippines.
Armed Forces of the
Congratulations,
Philippines.
yeah.
Thank you very much. We would like to take this opportunity to thank our people for their continued support of your Armed Forces of the Philippines. Yes, we are celebrating our 84th founding anniversary. We have a lot to be very thankful and happy about, apart from the success that we are reaping against the communist terrorist groups and the local terrorist groups. We are saying that there are a lot of, for us to be thankful for. One of them, of course, is the congratulations by General Clement to our 127 soldier athletes that participated in the last Southeast Asian Games. As a matter of fact, they have contributed 27 golds, 13 silvers, and 8 bronze medals.
Congratulations. Yeah.
On the 19th, there will be a Thanksgiving dinner para sa kanila.
Okay, maraming salamat kay AFP Spokesperson Brigadier General Edgard Arevalo. Sir, congratulations to the AFP, of course.
Thank you very
Happy
much.
anniversary. We'll be taking a short break. We'll talk about the abduction case in Makati after the break. We'll be right back.